I know that every kid like to explore, especially with their senses, but all they have is gadgets. So it's very rare for them to try tools, real tools. So I teach them how to operate it correctly and then safely. And then once they started to build something that can have a shape, then they started to see something that they built. That's how they change.
Hi everybody, welcome to Own Your Story. Today our guest is Kevin from Kevin Build, and we'll talk about his journey in Bank Negara to the creative industry.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kevin. I've been working in Bank Negara for the past, I think, 7-8 years. Can't really remember. But now I quit the corporate job. I'm doing full-time woodworking now.
I understand that after you quit Bank Negara, you actually do web design, which makes a lot of sense to me because it's what the industry needs now, what the world needs, because like there are a lot of startups, they need websites. But why woodwork?
Okay.
That's very interesting.
This
not
is
the common thing that people do.
Yeah, this is a story that I always share. You see, when I train, I study computer science, and I was trained as a multimedia designer. So my expertise is always digital content. So design is my passion. I like beautiful stuff. I want to make nice graphics. So, and also I like to get involved in technology as well. So that's why when I was working with Bank Negara, not exactly in financial sector, but more on the museum and creative part. So I was in charge of the digital contents a lot. So I can apply my technical knowledge into that. So that's how I enjoy the task. But unfortunately, it's a job that has not a very bright future because it's too stable. I was hired because of the opening of the museum, and then the museum is open. It's nothing much. It's just maintenance, and I feel that I don't want to spend the rest of my life going through this kind of stability. I need to be challenged.
Yeah, you need growth in a way.
Yeah, so that's when it started to spark the idea of quitting. But because I'm still don't know what to do, that's how the freelancing come into place. So it's like, I know I can make a living using my technical knowledge, existing knowledge, and then that's how I get started, doing freelance until the later part. Then I started to think, okay, is this the life that I really want to do? Then I started to think again, maybe I don't want to spend the rest of my life sitting in front of the big monitor, doing design and coding.
So the tipping point is the questions. What do I want to do with my life?
I want to have some kind of impact. You can call me like ambitious, but I think it's good to have some kind of ambition to do some kind of
I think that's the human drive, to be able to contribute and to find meaning in life.
Yes, otherwise what's the point of waking up?
Well said. So how does that, like from website design, how does that lead to woodwork? And I would think a lot of people would tell you it's crazy, it's like woodwork in KL, and then who needs woodwork?
It's a good question. Let's start from my childhood. I grew up with my grandfather. I have a chance of experience a lot of woodworking during my young age, but I didn't know that it's actually woodworking. I just know that the previous generation, they like to make things by themselves. It's very common, you see. And we have the luxury of space. We don't really live in an apartment. We have landed house, and then that's how natural he makes stuff and repair stuff. He built things, and it's part of life. So I grew up with that chance, and I didn't notice that I slowly integrate this into my life. So I have the basic skill and I learn basic stuff, but whenever that I move house when I'm in my adulthood, I find that this is really useful. For example, if you have a new place and you want to put up some shelf, you can do it yourself without relying on anyone or spend any money. Even though if I really have to hire someone, I can tell that this guy is actually doing the right thing or good job, or am I being cheated? So this is a very valuable skill that one can have. And now look at the new generation. nowadays. Not to say kids, even adults, many people have lesser knowledge, less skill on in terms of this kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
we don't make things anymore.
Yeah, the first thing we let's say we want to have something, the first thing is where can I buy? Yeah, I remember when I was young, the first thing that I want, like the toy, how can I make it? If I can't make it, then only I start to think where can I buy, or can I buy it actually, So making stuff is the natural habit of me growing up. But looking at the new generation nowadays, it's almost non-existent that people want to make things in the first attempt. People who want to buy, cannot buy, then only start to think how can I make. So that sparked my idea of, okay, I want to expand this woodworking knowledge to the next generation. Yeah. So that's why I do this.
So what's the process of starting? Because like woodwork, how do you find a market for it? How do you turn that into a business?
Actually, I didn't know. Okay, how I started is because when we started this place, Hatchery Place, we started in a very minimal cost. So a lot of the furniture that we use here is upcycling, or people can call it recycle. We use recycled wood. We turn unusable wood into other things that can be used. And one day, there's a parent. She attended one of the workshop here, and then she started to ask me, can I teach her kid woodwork? At that time, I didn't pay a lot of attention on that, because I have never teach all this while I just do things for myself. So I didn't really do response to him. I just noted. But after 3 months, she asked again. So when she asked again, then I started to think, hey, this is something I need to reconsider, because must be something important, because people will ask again, you see. So I will say, okay, yes, I'll give it a try. I set up a class for the kid, and then the mom will sort of pull a group of people together, make a class for me. Like, I think it's about 5 kids. So I started the first class. I didn't know what to teach, so I do a little bit of research on internet. I came up with a simple build, and then I just teach them to make something. And the result, the response was quite good. The kids enjoy it. And then once they enjoy it, they'll start to tell their friend, right? And then the mother also sort of is some kind of quite influencing. So people listen to her. So she started to share the workshop, and then other parents started to show up, and then that's how I get to do the second class. And then from then onwards, more people know about this, and then people start to ask me, can you do another class, this and that. That's how I get started. So
organic way.
I didn't really plan it. It was like more like push to do this. I just say yes lah.
So far, how long have you been doing this?
1 year plus.
I see. What's your biggest satisfaction from this work?
Okay. This biggest satisfaction. It's the moment when the kid started to get inspired, and you can see the change. I've seen a lot of kids that sometimes they've been forced to attend the class. Maybe the parent wants them to try, but they didn't know what is it actually. They don't even know what is woodworking. But I know that every kid like to explore, especially with their senses. But all they have is gadgets. So it's very rare for them to try tools, real tools that can hurt themselves. So I teach them how to operate it correctly and then safely. And then once they started to build something that can have a shape, then they started to see something that they built. That's how they change. They started to get very enthusiastic, and they just want to do it, finish it as soon as possible. That's how I can see their eyes lights up. That's the biggest satisfaction.
When since the time you quit corporate and then explore this creative industry, woodwork, what is the biggest challenge that you face, and what is the lesson that you derive from it?
Okay, biggest challenge, no doubt, is the financial part. Because when you have a job, you have a stable income. You don't have to worry too much about the next month's expenses. But once you do everything by yourself, This is if I tell you that the money is not the issue, it's not going to be the truth. So money is quite challenging. So you just have to juggle.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Any tips in like managing finance as
I think
an independent worker?
The good thing is I don't rely on one source of income. So I still do the freelance thing.
Right.
So at least there's something. But I think the biggest tips is to have faith lah. You see, what is the worst thing? I always ask myself, what is the worst thing
that could happen?
That could happen. Is it death? No, you won't kill me. You know, the worst thing is broke, right? Like really broke, no money, and you can have a really broke situation, but it won't kill you.
Yeah.
So compared to the stress that I had before that, it's nothing lah. So
yeah, it's like compared to that, you have a life that you love.
Yeah, you have to choose because in life we can't choose both things. You have to choose whether you want to have security or you want to have freedom. So I choose the freedom side.
Definitely. I think freedom and security, they don't come hand in hand. It's like
you want to have maximum security, it's the prison. Prison is maximum security. Zero freedom. Right? So
that's a very good analogy.
Yeah. So I choose freedom. I always choose freedom, whenever you have doubt.
Right. It's like after you see both worlds and then you're able to make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Alright, so at this point of life, after like going through so many changes, what's your advices for young and driven college graduates who are about to enter workforce?
Okay, first of all, know what you're good at. Like for me, I know what I am good at. I try to incorporate that or integrate that into the life. But not saying that you should jump right into the ocean without knowing how to swim.
Definitely.
Yeah. Train yourself, be patient, and most importantly, humble. Like, learn from someone if you have to. Give yourself some time and chance to learn something. Be skillful at it, good at it, but don't remember to start. The first step is your own.
Right. Take the first step.
Yes.
They say a 1,000 something
foot journey.
1,000 foot journey start with the first step. Lao Tzu.
It's always the first step.
Alright. So like right now, what is the inspiration of your work? Like where do you gain your inspiration? How do you know what to create?
Okay. We are in a very lucky era where internet is everywhere. So to me, there's no way you can say I don't know anything or I don't have idea. You can always get idea by just switching on the internet and just start to look for ideas. The only thing that stop people from getting things done is the uninspiring life. So if you have inspired and you have internet, you have resources, you can always get ideas and you can always get resources.
If you will be stranded in an island indefinitely, but you can bring one book.
Okay.
What book will you bring?
Alright, there's this author that I look up a lot. I know him, but he doesn't know me. His name is Steve Buffina, and he's the one who inspired me to get into personal development. So the book is actually called Personal Development for Smart People by Steve Buffina. I treat it as like a Bible.
Wow.
Yeah, because inside the book, it has many things that align to my inner compass.
Right.
For example, the most obvious thing that he advocates is truth, love, and power. So these three compass always is in my life guideline. So whenever that I want to make big decision, big or small decision, I will check with these three. So is it truth? Is it of love? And it is power. So this is
that's beautiful.
It helps me a lot in terms of making my big decision or even small one. So if really I need to bring something, just one book, that would be the book that I will bring, because even though I've finished reading it, I can still refer it back. There's a lot of values inside. So I really highly recommend this book. Yeah.
Alright, so what's the impact that you want to make?
The impact. So to me, education is important. And if I want to invest on someone, I will choose the young generation. So let's say if for now I want to give more awareness into making things with your hands, explore new adventures, start with themselves. I start with kids, so that's why I start to teach children woodworking, so that they can have a chance like what I did last time, to explore with their own hands, to make something for themselves, not in terms just for the woodworking, but covering many aspects of the life. So they get confidence. They start to explore other things, not necessarily woodworking. So that's important. So it's like a fundamental for someone who's going to lead the world in the future.
So basically it's to empower kids to have confidence to do whatever, to create.
But they must have confidence first. Without trusting themselves that they can make something meaningful or useful, it's very difficult for them to really do something.
Alright, so before my last questions, where can the audience find you? Find more about your work?
You can go to kevinbuild.com, that's my website, or you can just Google Kevin Build, or go to Facebook, Kevin Yo Build.
Alright, we'll link it up. And we come to our last questions. How do you define a life well lived?
I think there's many ways to define, but for my personal definition as for now, I think living a life that you can feel fulfillment is life well lived.
Basically fulfillment.
Yes.
So thank you, Kevin. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. I'm sure your journey can spark a lot of ideas and that inspire people, because I always feel that when we choose courage, when we be ourselves, we open up the space for people to make the courageous decision as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.